Hi, Black. Thank you for interviewing with me for Real People, Real Lives, my YouTube channel. I would like to ask you a series of different questions throughout this interview. First, I would like to start with how's your day going so far?
Fine, thank you. And I want to say thank you, Queen, and how are you? And thank you for having me.
I'm doing great. And yourself? I would like to start by asking you, how was your upbringing growing up?
My upbringing was like probably like any normal kid. Just basically, grandmother, mother, and all the grandkids stay with the grandmother, especially during the summer times. In Philly, that's where I'm originally from. Um, we will basically and normal things kids do, like play, on the block. Summertime is always fun. A lot of just family and just togetherness, things of that nature.
Okay, great. Um, so did you have any siblings?
Yeah, I have an older brother, younger sister. Like I said, things were normal until other things happen. Tragic things happen, unfortunately, and it all changed things for me personally.
What are some of the tragic things that happened in your life?
Well, when I was 8 years old, my father got murdered. So that really, at the time, I didn't really understand what was going on. I didn't really realize that the impact it would have on my life and how it would affect me long term. So, at that time, I didn't really know what was going on. But as I got older, I understood how it really affected me and affected my life going forward.
Right. Did you seek, did your family help give you like counseling, whether it's at a church or a professional person to help you with that since you were so young?
Well, at that time, we it wasn't no, I didn't do any counseling or anything. It wasn't. I don't think my people even knew what to do at the time. It was back then. You know, things happened, and my mother actually had a nervous breakdown at the time, and I didn't know what that was either. But we all dealt with it our own way. So it was just one of those things where me personally, as I got older, it was a lot of trial and error, and I felt entitled, and I felt like I deserved to do whatever I wanted to do, actually. So it took me in a whole different direction.
Right, because you were dealing with the pain. You probably felt like you didn't have that male guidance that a lot of young men probably had at that time, or friends. You wanted a father figure that can probably tell you when you're making mistakes, and other than your mother, because she was a woman, which a mother can lead her son too, but it's different when you have that male father that's a role model. So
Exactly. My mother can teach me how to become a man because she's not a man. She, you know, coming up, that's exactly what it was. I was missing guidance. I was missing discipline. I just felt like I could do whatever I want. I found refuge in playing football. That was my passion. I loved that. So for a while, that kept me on the straight and narrow. I was good doing that. And I was really good at that. But at the same time, you need, it's a small window. That was my dream, to play in the NFL. It's a small window you have to take advantage of. And when you don't have that support system, where, you don't have that, that one to guide, somebody to guide you, and you definitely need discipline. Every man needs discipline. And no one stepped up at the time. So therefore, you know, I just basically did whatever I saw fit to do to survive. Plus, I wanted to help take care of my mother.
Right. And I know that, in the past you mentioned that you also went to college. And we want people to know that's watching this video, you went to college as well.
Yeah, actually, I got a scholarship to go to college to play football. I want to back up a little bit. Like I said, my mother had a nervous breakdown at the time too. So I was working since I was 13. Because I have to say my grandfather did step in when I was after my father died, and he helped and he did what he could do, but he actually died when I was 13. You know what I'm saying? He died. He used to buy my school clothes and things like that.
Right.
And I loved him for that. I appreciated that. He really was there for me. But he actually died from cancer when I was 13. So all of that went away. So the last father I actually had, or father figure I had in my life, was him. So therefore, at the age of 13, then I had no one. So I wanted to help my mother, single mother, of 3. So I started working. I remember I was working in a bingo hall. Like I went with this lady one time, one of my mother's friends, and they were, I was in there. I wanted money. I wanted to, make money to help my mother, plus buy my school clothes and stuff like that. So, I went and asked the guy, a white man in there, that if I could, sweep up or something like that, or whatever. And he ended up, he ended up giving me a job, and I ended up was passing out the bingo sheets and picking them up when they were done, sweeping up. And I did that job. I used to working there from like 8 o'clock at night to sometimes 2 in the morning. Then I had to go to school the next morning. You know what I'm saying? I'll walk home from there. I'll walk home from that spot at 13 and get up like 7:30 to go to school.
Wow. You were dedicated.
Yeah, I wanted things, I wanted to, and plus I wanted to help my mother.
Right. That was good. Do you have any other things you would like to share?
Well, at the same time, as I got a little older, of course, during that time, the late 80s, the crack era came in, and everybody wanted fast money. You know what I'm saying? So around like maybe 14, 15, then I started like getting into the street games.
In other words, hustling, right?
Hustling, yeah. I was hustling, of course, just making money, getting money off the streets. Getting money off the streets because we didn't have anything else. Like, 3 kids, single mom, back then. Just trying to survive, basically.
Right. And
so you heard the story before, and it was a lot. It was hard. So you had to find a way.
And
a lot of things happen.
Now, in finding that way, during that time frame and during that process, did you find yourself getting into any arguments or fights or any of those type of things?
Well, in the streets, all that comes with it. It's not like you aspire to do these things, but I won't say I was the most congenial person either. At that time, because I was dealing with a lot of anger and a lot of issues and trying to find myself. So therefore, and like I said, I had the attitude that I deserve to do whatever I wanted to do because, someone that I love was taken away from me. That I really that was everything to me and for me. So therefore, all of that comes with it was shootings. It was making money. A lot of different things, actually. A lot of different things that was coming. I lost one of my best friends actually at an early age. Melvin, and that was my heart. And this, thinking about it, I never really talk about this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
it's hard.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you.
Bring back a lot of old feelings, actually.
Yes. So how old was your best friend when he passed away?
He was maybe 21.
Okay.
20. He was a little older than me. But he was very smart. Crazy thing, when he was in high school, I was, like I said, I was playing ball, and he wanted to be an obstetrician, actually. So he was really smart at school too. So I was going to play ball. I got the scholarship to play ball, so we was all had these dreams and aspirations. And he actually was hustling. He was hustling and making money. He actually put himself to. He was putting himself through school. He was going to school to be an obstetrician.
Right.
And he got murdered. When he was going back to school one semester, guys robbed him. And yeah.
Yeah. So
he was hustling with the money he was making from the streets. He was putting himself through school, actually.
Through college.
And he actually taught me how to save my money and how to, use it in a good way to get away. He was trying to get away from all of that, get away from the street stuff.
Right. And you lost 3 major important people in your life.
Absolutely.
And I know that was really hard. And now, does it bother you now as an adult?
Until now, let me tell you something. It never really, it gets a little easier to deal with as time goes by, but it never goes away. It never goes away. And even now, talking about this is like, I didn't realize it was going to be this hard. Because I haven't talked about it in so long. A lot of things you suppress, you keep inside, and you don't want to deal with, on a day-to-day basis. But it never goes anywhere, really. And that's dangerous because it can all explode one day. It's like magma in a volcano, like in a chamber under a volcano or something like that. It's it never goes anywhere. It just stays there.
Yes. So basically, the pain is there. It's just a trigger. Something can trigger it. Trigger it at any.
That's not good. You don't want to be. You don't want that either. These are the things that you have to find other outlets to deal with that. And like I said, I didn't realize it would affect me like how it's affecting me now. Actually.
Right.
Yeah.
As of right now, you now feel the pain is coming back. How right now, you probably have an emotional type of feeling, but do you feel some type of sense of relief just to talk about it and just to know that someone else out there has gone through the same thing and that you are brave to share your story? And what is it that you can say to someone that has experienced what you have experienced, whether it's a young guy or a young girl? What is it, some words, positive words that you can say to them to help them heal? Or even an adult, whether it's a male or female, that's still battling with that, the hurt.
Well, like I said, it never really goes anywhere. You can find different ways to try to deal with it. It's good if you have someone that's going to care that you can talk to about things. A lot of times, your experience is your experience, and so therefore nobody can really empathize or how you feel unless they really been through something like that. And I'm quite sure it's a lot of people that's have, but it's like every individual experience is different.
Absolutely.
So what I can say is, for me, I try to, like, when I have feelings of, these things, or just feelings of resentment or feelings of, aggression, I just basically, I try to work out or something, or I try to, find happy places. I remember I was in counseling before, and my therapist asked me, like, where's my happy place? She asked me, where's my happy place? And that was a very interesting question, because I looked at it and I was like, I never had a happy place. Not happy place, but safe place. She said, where's my safe place? And I never experienced that. I can remember one time I was playing with this older guy. I was probably maybe like 12 years old. And we were playing basketball. And like I said, I was always, pretty good in sports. That was my thing. And so, I was talking shit and all of that. And, this guy was maybe 18, 19 at the time. I was like 12. So, I was getting the best of him a little bit playing ball. And then I remember him choking me. After he got mad, he started choking me, digging his fingernails on my neck, and I still actually have the scars there, right? And I'm thinking about that now. But things like that, I never had anybody to really protect me. So therefore, I vow once I get older and I'm able to protect myself, nobody never do anything to me or anybody I love. And that's what happened.
So, what is your safe place now? If I was, could you?
My safe place is with God. Like, I pray a lot. I got a better relationship with God. I always had one, but now, I pray a lot. And a lot of times I pray for me to not destroy me, if that makes any sense.
It totally does.
Because a lot of time I feel I be fighting myself.
Because one mistake can change your whole life.
Absolutely.
And that's
self-destruction.
Correct. Absolutely, yes.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you fight a lot of demons. You feel regret for things that you might have done. And sometimes you feel like you don't deserve. So I would tell anybody, like, you do deserve. You have to believe, in yourself. You know, believe in God. You have to like want better though. Nothing's going to change for you unless you want to change something for yourself.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for sharing that. We're going to take a break and we will resume back shortly.